Sorry, allergies. Hi everybody, this is Ginger in the Ginger's Chat Show, and I hope everybody's okay. We're gonna be dealing with some storms all this week. Poor California's getting slammed by why is the frame rate so funny? Hold on a second, let me check something. Find out why this is happening. Okay. Okay. I wonder why this is doing. Key frame rate is slow. Why is it low? 3.3. Okay. Well, I'm going to find out why it's doing that. Okay. This Facebook is being funny. Anyway, sorry. Back to the weather subject. This week, the east coast of the United States is going to get hit by the nor'easter. And so they're expecting it to hit northeast section of the United States, but also the storm may come down the coast. Also, everywhere else around the world, Britain's going to get hit by a major storm coming in, as well as France. It's been very windy over in England today. Also, it's very windy over in France. So they're gonna get hit, and that's hit here. Now, especially in the Florida and Wallops Island, Virginia area, there's still high winds, and so just batten down the hatches and hang on and wait until this, sorry the pun, blows through. They had to cancel all the rocket launches that are supposed to happen today and tomorrow, and won't resume until the 16th to make sure that they can launch the rocket safely. This space exploration is ongoing, is constantly happening. So we hope that they will able to launch the rockets. Now, my chat's going to be really short today. It'll be about 15-20 minutes. It's not going to be the full 30. I'm cutting back a little bit because I got other things I need to do. So anyway, there are some things on the news that's been happening. I've been seeing some of the headlines, especially for the Midas Touch, those guys and other. Poor little he who shall not be named is fretting because he knows indictments are coming, and he's trying to pull every trick in the book. Well, he's discovering that it's not going to work. Well, I hope to see they do a urgent special and showing him being arrested and handcuffed and perp walked to jail. And it needs to happen. Need to give a heads up to others that break federal laws and say, hey, if you don't want to do the time, then don't do the crime. It's, simple as that. Because the rules and regulation laws are put there for a reason. And people may not like it, but better than having all kinds of other problems. Speaking of which, so we don't know when the indictments are going to happen, but it's coming. They're saying it's coming. It's going to be maybe this week, hopefully. That's what they're hearing. So we'll wait and see. We'll just keep an eye on it. But I find it funny with him throwing hissy fits and lashing out at everybody and everything, and at Fox. And Fox News is not paying attention to him anymore. They got their own problems because of the Dominion voting machine lawsuits going on, and they're too busy to deal with that. Now, some of their hosts are now saying you need to stop lying. You need to tell the truth. And that's what a lot of them are doing, or to be told to do, or should be told to do. Told it to their face. You need to stop lying and really do your research if you show that you want to be a good journalist, you know. Not total journalist, but a good journalist in thing there. So, and of course, you know, like I mentioned earlier, Silicon Bank, Valley Bank, has collapsed last Friday. Because some people went in there to, you know, there were a couple of them going in there to draw money because they're getting, how they discovered this, one of the customers went in there to withdraw money to go on their vacation and discovered they couldn't withdraw their money because the bank said, well, we got a problem, we don't have the money, or whatever the excuse was. And where the money went, they don't know. They're still investigating this. Since this is federal and it's under the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, they're being investigated for this. And I think somebody sounds like to me somebody in the bank hierarchy may have committed some fraud. I don't know. Kind of makes you think that. But it's one of the two of the smaller banks, not a big major bank. It may be a major bank in Silicon Valley where everybody banks there that works for, like, Facebook and other social platforms, and those that are in the computer manufacturing companies that bank there. Well, I think something must have happened, and so they're still trying to find out why this happened. So far, I've not heard any more of those two, more than any other bank that has collapsed. And so far, it's just two. I would have to find out what the other bank is. But I'm glad I am with a credit union. I don't bank the big major banks anymore. I used to, but not anymore. I bank with Boeing Employees Credit Union. So if you want a good solid bank and a good solid system, and things are in place and regulations are, in other words, tight ship is run on that particular bank, go to a credit union. Join a credit union. Because when you do, you're a part owner of their bank. You're part owner. You're a member there. So I would switch to a credit union. You don't have to pay all these humongous fees that other banks keep slapping on, which is kind of ridiculous, really. I mean, what do they really use the money for? So be sure to you know, if you can, switch over, and you get a higher interest rate on your savings too. You know, when you're saving, you need to use money market accounts. You get a higher interest rate. Uh, so, go for it. uh, we got a lot of problems in this country that we really need to address and fix and really push on. And we need to push back on the MAGA, this radical MAGA group of the GOP. Push back and hit them hard. And you know full well they may have broken some laws, federal laws, and also maybe state and local laws too. And if they have, then they should be yanked out of there and not allowed to run for office ever again. Um, People like, hey Linda, hi, welcome. Um, I will also be posting my, I'll put a link there. I will be posting my video on YouTube as well. Okay. Now, if you're still interested in my store, I will give you the link to my store. Let's see. Hold on a second. Let me call up the correct address. They keep changing the address on this. Let's see where. No. Okay. Here we go. Here is my link to my store. I need to double check other things with it. I don't. Let's see. That's my correct logo. Yeah, that's my correct logo. Okay. Anyway, check it out. I added some new stuff on there. I'm trying to advertise. I'm gonna push advertising by mouth this way. And I'll post it also on my. Sorry, my ears itch. On my profile too, and I'll also do that on YouTube. Post the store on there so I can advertise through there. And if YouTube says I can't do it, I said, well, I find that really kind of funny. You know, you allow others to do it. So, Facebook, I'm really having problems with them. I stopped advertising with them because I keep getting trolls and bots in there on my business page, and I dropped it, and I told Facebook why I dropped it and the problems I'm running into. I said, you guys are not doing enough to go after trolls and bots. When people, like small business owners like me, try to provide a service and providing products for people to buy and that they need. So, I'm going to go ahead and pin this. There we go. So anyway, check it out. It's got a lot of nice things in there. Ew. I'm really having trouble today. Oh, another thing too, I hope that Sean is feeling better. I really missed him on Thursdays and Sundays chat, and I kind of wondered about that. And also, he's been stating he's been having internet issues. Too bad they don't have, he could get Starlink. drop the internet there and use Starlink. Because I heard really good things about Starlink and the high quality and everything else, and less chance of losing, internet service and everything else. So, anyway, as I said, problems with in the country, especially with a governor, two governors, one in Arkansas and one in Florida. Both of them really have no business being governors. They should not be trying to do this, like dictate to educators and dictate to what they can and cannot read and cannot do. You're violating Fourth Amendment rights, First Amendment rights. As far as free speech goes, sure, there is a responsibility for it, and there's always a thing, well, think before you speak type thing, but yeah, sometimes it depends on the situation. People need to stop being afraid to speak out and tell it like it is, and say, hey, we need to get common sense back. We need to stress the importance of education. Because once you have the education, nobody can take it away from you. I hold degrees, but the big drawback of having those degrees, it's good to have the knowledge, but the drawback is that when colleges or industries say, oh, well, we need people in this and this and this, but you have to have a degree for this, and once a person goes through the program, discover they can't get a job in this for whatever reason. So, it's really kind of frustrating. It really is. Also, corporations need to stop making things difficult for their employees, too. They're forgetting they're the front lines. And that's why I'm glad there's some unions in that. I mean, unions are basically a watchdog and say, no, you cannot do this, or you cannot do that. Now, there are some good unions. It depends on how they're well run they are. There's some good unions and there's some bad unions. And one time the union I was under, I basically told the president of the union, I go, this is after I got back from having my daughter, and they said, well, you have to do back pay on your, you have to pay full up on your membership, or you'll be told that you'll be kicked out of the job. And I said, there was nothing said in that. I paid the low fees, the 2 low fees. I was going to be out for 3 months. Okay, this is my first daughter, and they didn't know how I was going to cope having my daughter. Okay, and taking precautions. Well, he said this. I said I paid ahead prior to leaving. There should be a record of it. And if you're saying this, and I said, doesn't this kind of constitute fraud when you're doing this to other employees? Wow, talk about backpedaling. Well, later on, we found out our president was committing fraud. He was committing embezzlement, and he went to prison. So, it's much better now than it was. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Like I said, I'm kind of winging it today, and I hope you guys stay safe from all the storms that are going on right now. Things are really kind of slow. Um, and of course, rooting for our favorite teams, baseball teams, and our football teams, and everything. The Seattle uh, Sea Dragons, the XFL team, won a game over the weekend. They came from behind and won. Um, and of course, you have the Mariners that are playing too. So, spring training is going on with them. XFL got another 9 weeks ago, 8 weeks to go on their season. And then the uh, NFL season will be starting soon. So, anyway, I will talk to you guys later. And be sure to watch on my YouTube channel if all possible. Be sure to share and persist, insist, and push back and share more than anything. And I will see you guys later. Okay? Love you all. Bye bye.